Hello, Iron Lords, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Iron Banner and its current Rift format, and my thoughts on it, and what I think Bungie did right, and what I think they've done wrong. So, I played it for about 13 hours. I just got done resetting my rank twice. So I've really gotten a good feel for the game type, at least in a 6v6 like stack team setting. And I'm going to mostly speak from my perspective and what on what I think they did right and wrong, and what I think needs to be changed about the game type and all those things. But anyway, to get into it, I think we'll start with things they've done right. So I think the game type, I kind of like the round-based thing in terms of like competitive fairness. So it really comes down to what they're trying to make the game type. I feel like the game type is a very good competitive game type. Casually, don't think it's good, but competitively, which is what I kind of want Iron Banner to be. I've always wanted Iron Banner to be like this high-end PvP 6v6 game type, and then we have trials and comp for like 3v3 stuff. But other people have different visions, and I'm sure even Bungie has a different vision for Iron Banner and what they want it to be than that conflicts with my vision, which is completely okay. Everyone has different thoughts and opinions. That's just mine and what I've always wanted it to be, and what I've kind of always thought of it as up until recently, until they kind of moved away from that, because at one point Iron Banner had SBMM and it was kind of tough. Like if you went into it, you knew it was going to be like kind of hell, but they made it connection based, and it was definitely a lot more easy. And they've kind of been leaning more towards accessibility, just in general, of being able to play and like enjoying it, which is great, I think, for the playlist as a whole, because making it super competitive for a lot of people is just not what they enjoy. They want like something that's more casual in their PvP experience, and that's completely okay. I understand that's going to be what a majority of people want, but I think competitively the game type is more built in that direction, or like in terms of the way it's built, it's more competitive, it seems like, because it's round based, which is it kind of evens out the odds. At the same time, I think it's kind of unfair as well, because once you get one wipe, it's pretty much over. But I think that really just comes down to the teams at that point. Like, if people are dying, you got to back up and play your life. And one thing, to keep in mind from what I'm saying is I was playing a 6-stack all day today. I played for like 13, 14 hours, 90 something games, and we didn't lose a single round. But mind you, in that entire time that I played, I matched like 3 or 4 6-stacks. Trying to think of more things that I enjoy and that I think are done right with the game type. I think I'm really trying to think. I think just in general, the game type is fun. Like, I find it fun. I think it's very engaging. I think under the right circumstances, when the teams are like kind of balanced somewhat, there's a lot of potential for like some really good plays to be made, and for just like different like game. I don't know how to explain it. I just think there's like a lot of room for some stuff we haven't seen in Destiny, and just fun stuff, the very few times that we played 6 stacks, I actually really enjoyed myself. They didn't win a single round, but it was nice to have other people shoot back, whereas a lot of the day it was very, very free. Like I said, we didn't lose a round, and mind you, I'm playing in a 6-stack, but I feel like you should be matching other 6-stacks, because there's no way that there isn't other 6-stacks like out there. Maybe there isn't. Maybe there's just really not. But so one of the things that I think would really fix the game type, moving on to like, because that's pretty much the only positive thing I have to say about it, I think the Iron Banner loot system is okay, I guess. It's nice that you can focus loot. That's good as well. Other than that, I really can't think of positives. There is a lot of negatives, I would say. Like the bugs are horrible. They're very frequent, and I'm genuinely surprised that the bugs made it through playtest, because I feel like they're so frequent. And maybe it's like a server side thing. Like maybe in the playtesting at Bungie HQ, they didn't see these things happening, or maybe Rift was rushed and needed to be delayed more. I don't know these things. I don't even know how it would be server side. Like maybe I don't know. I don't know the specific things. I'm not a game developer. I don't know those things. I just am surprised that some of the things that are bugs have made it through playtesting with Rift, because of how easy it is to encounter. And it makes me wonder what was happening in the playtest, because some of the bugs are just like so like if you grab the Rift, you jump off the map, that it's just the round gets prolonged, and then if the round gets prolonged, that's game. Once the time runs out, that's literally the game. It's over, which I find very strange. I figured when it goes to 7 minutes, the time ends, it would go to the next round or whatever, but literally it just ends the game. So you can get lead, pick up the Rift, jump off the map, and get a free win, essentially, because the enemy team would not be able to get the rift again. It would just disappear. That's one like really big loophole. We didn't do it at any point, and obviously a team never scored on us, so we never had to worry about that. And then there's also a bug where if you pick up the rift and then die immediately as you pick it up, it's kind of the same thing as heavy ammo. Like sometimes if someone's picking up heavy ammo and you shoot them right as they're picking up the heavy ammo, or like they pick up the heavy ammo won't drop. It will just disappear into the shadow realm. So it's kind of like a similar concept where the transfer from the picking up and receiving, like the receiving of the rift, as in like they die as that's happening, so it's like going into your character and then they die, and then it just is like it's not even on the ground because it like didn't finish the command of like going into your character, and it's just like in the shadow realm if it's caught in that frame or whatever we want to call it. So that's one bug. And then there's some bugs where I don't know, I've seen people telling me things in the chat, but those are bugs that I for sure experienced that I'm surprised were not picked up in playtests. So one thing as well is I feel like the matchmaking, I'm not sure what parameters the matchmaking are under, but it feels like it's connection based for the most part. Like it does not feel skill based at all. And I played the entire time and I feel like it was purely connection based. And I think for Rift Iron Banner, it needs to be skill based, or like, I don't know. It's hard to say because I'm sure if it's skill based, matchmaking queues will be a lot less frequent. Like it will take longer to get games. I don't know. I think. But for me, I feel like that's the issue, mostly. Because it is, to be frank, it is kind of boring. Obviously, you know, you play for 13 hours, you don't lose a single round. And even when you're playing in a 6-stack, I feel like there should be some contest, you know? Like, you shouldn't be able to just win every game, undoubtedly, like, just run around the map. But the matchmaking parameters kind of allowed that to happen. And I think Bungie needs to make sure that that can't happen, personally. Because that I think that would have heightened the enjoyment for like me and a lot of my friends that were playing and people I was playing with today. Is, you know, I think Rift has a lot of potential to be a really good game type. I think even in its current form, you like flatten out or iron out the bugs, and you got good matchmaking where it matches you with players close to your skill level or similar to your skill level, and you have two good teams like going at it. I think it has a lot of potential to be like really good and fun to watch for viewers and stuff. But currently it's just not that, because you're just matching like, you know, Jim Bob 85. If you're matching good teams, I think it would be great. It's just that hardly ever happens. Like I said, I played like 3 or 4 6-stacks in like 13 to 14 hours. And that should definitely not be that infrequent. Like, I figure out of all the people that play the game, like my MMR is probably pretty high, and I should be playing like really good players. But then, once again, I'm not really too confident what the matchmaking parameters are for this new Iron Banner. Perhaps it's completely wiped. And the later the week goes on, because I'm making this video and recording it, Iron Banner Rift has been out for less than 24 hours. So this is like hot take, I guess, because it really hasn't sunk it in. And Bungie's probably going to change things as well, like potentially on reset, like potentially. I'm not sure how quickly they plan to like fix the bugs or how quickly they even could, but I figure a lot of the bugs will be changed before like next Iron Banner, and they're not really going to be able to fit it in here, like in this Iron Banner, which is kind of unfortunate, in my opinion. I'm thinking, you know, next Iron Banner should definitely be better, but I once again feel like the biggest issue with Rift currently is matchmaking. I think if the matchmaking, and I can't believe I'm saying this, because, for example, I would love to have the matchmaking that I have in Rift in Control. Like, that'd be great, because Control is just it's unbelievable. It is. In Rift is just free. Mind you, I'm solo queuing in Control, so that's probably why. And if I played Control as a 6-stack, I'd probably enjoy it a lot more, or it'd probably be as free, because you know you have good players that know what they're doing, and you know you don't got like some guy that just started playing the game, double primaries, green gear on, like, you know, stuff like that. But I don't know. I think, once again, that's the biggest issue, is connection, and I feel like the game type itself is in a pretty good spot. I've thought potentially that maybe lowering the rounds or adding a mercy rule will also be a good thing. So like, if a team gets to 3-0 on the rifts, that's it. The game's over. It's a mercy rule. Or they just make it so it's 3 rounds to win. So, and then there's just no mercy rule, because I feel like 5 rounds is quite a bit. And also the timer, or the transmat thing. I've seen some people say they don't like that. I've talked about that a little bit in this video, but I'll touch on it more now. I think the transmat thing, like, I kind of like it, but I also kind of don't, because it does mess with the flow of the game. But I think it also kind of makes things fair for the enemy team, because if you're in there like spawn scoring, you're probably going to be able to back up and control the rift or whatever, and it's just going to be hard to break that. So it's definitely, I think it's mostly put in place so the enemy team has a way to come back. So like if they have a really bad start, they all get wiped. It's not just like snowballing. And I think that's probably the reason that they did that, if I had to guess. That's my educated guess on that. But overall, though, in my time, I think I enjoyed myself. I had a good time. I could not have grinded it. That's the thing, like with Destiny, like people give it shit a lot, but I enjoy it a lot. Like I enjoy the game a ton. So and that's partly how I'm able to play it so much, is because of how much I enjoy Destiny and how passionate I am about the game. So I could not really do that for other games. I could, but I also have to enjoy those games to be kind of passionate about it. I tend to be a very passionate person, but I enjoyed myself today. And I think overall Bungie did a good job, and I'm surprised I find myself having this opinion, or these opinions about it, because I feel like generally people, like for example, I made a video yesterday or 2 days ago about the air accuracy changes. That's something I don't like, and I don't mind talking about things I don't like. Even with this, there's things I don't like, but overall I enjoyed it. I think Bungie did a good job with it. It sucks that we only have 3 maps, but I understand. I would rather only play 3 maps that are good for Rift instead of play like a bunch that are just horrible for it, which is, there's only so many good maps. They can maybe fit in like 2, like Endless Veil might be good, but it's probably too small. I think other than that will pretty much be the video. There is also the bug with the XP, but that's, I think DMG explained it on Twitter in a reply to Jake, Venator Jake that is, if you don't know who I'm talking about. Jake made a tweet about the XP being bugged. Apparently it is bugged, so to explain it really quick. On Tuesday, you have 1 weekly challenge on all 3 characters, but you only get a buff for the 1 weekly challenge you do. It will show up that you do, like if you do it on all 3 characters, it will say 3 out of 4, but it actually is only 1. And then on Wednesday, you can get 2, and then Thursday 3, and then Friday 4. And then that's all the daily challenges, for anyone that might be confused about that. So currently it's glitched and it says you're like 3 out of 4 and you're at multipliers 8.8 or whatever if you have everything, like the 5 armor pieces and the emblem and the challenges or whatever, but that's not accurate. So, and with that, we'll make that the video. Hope you guys enjoyed my little commentary and the background gameplay of me probably playing Void Titan, doing the same thing for like hours. I'm going to be making a video on the Fusion and the Iron Banner Fusion and SMG probably very soon. So if you're interested in that, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Look out for those videos in the very, very near future. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.